Hello, I'm back. Thank you for tuning into another one of my YouTube videos. Today I want to show you or continue showing you about the combing out of over curly hair. And I will just repeat a few things that I said in the last video while I'm waiting for the instruments to warm up. Again, the hair is over curly, and so it will look like almost like an afro. It will appear fuzzy. What you want to do is you want to brush the hair out first. Have the hair wet or damp, rather. Towel dry it. It's best, works really well after shampooing. Then you apply a little leave-in conditioner or detangler. Work it through the hair, from the scalp to the ends. Once that's done, then you use what's called a vent brush, which is one of these brushes with holes in it, and it has the plastic teeth. It serves a very good purpose because it will be, sometimes it's difficult to get a comb through the hair. A regular bristle brush will not work well. It works good for the outside, but you need to get through each layer of the hair. Once you use the brush, going from the ends of the hair, working towards the scalp, each time you place it a little bit further up and you brush it out. You place it further up and brush it out. Each time brushing towards the end to get the tangles out. You move up a little at a time so as not to cause the tangles to turn into knots. Just like tying your shoe or untying your shoestring, if you do not untie it properly, it will turn into a knot. Once you brush the hair out, then you come back with a wide tooth comb. You need the wider teeth because it will give you less problems trying to get through the hair. And again, you do the same thing with that. You go from the end outward, from the ends outward, working up through the hair, outward, ends, go back up and then outwards to the ends. Each time a little bit further, closer, you're getting further and further to the scalp and combing it out. Once you use the flat iron, or I'll show you also a curling, an electric comb, and it is just to help get some of the tangles out. It's not to straighten the hair. Then you can go to the smaller tooth comb. So you've done all of that. You've brushed the hair and then you've combed the hair and you section it off. Each section that you comb out or brush out and comb out, you just put in a loose plait or rubber band it. Then you come back with some type of oil. There's a hair grease, and then there's oil, any kind of oil. This is just a light oil. It's thin. You just need just a little, not much. And then they have what's called a curling wax, which I don't know if you can see in there. It's really, really thick, extremely thick, because the hair shaft should not be dry when you put heat on it. Then you rub it through, you rub it on the hair, and then you can take small sections at a time. This is a mini flat iron here. This is a mini flat iron, and we're going to use that. I'm hoping it's not too hot. It looks like it's a little too hot for the doll's hair, because the doll's hair is plastic. People's hair is not. Hair is made out of the same thing as skin is made out of. And this is one of the electric straightening combs, and it's used on low heat. I have it on a very low heat setting, and you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to put it to the ends and comb to the end, going further and further up the hair shaft. The heat helps straighten it just enough so that it will be easy to put the comb through it. And that's half the battle. And again, we're going to go down and flip the hair over. As you can see the difference. It still looks really tangled and fuzzy there, but here not so. Still look fuzzy, but not really fuzzy. Because the hair has a very tight S pattern to it, it causes the hair to look fuzzy when it's dry. All wave patterns are S patterns. It just depends on the size of the S. Some hair has large size wave patterns, and so it looks wavy. And then the other ones have a tighter S pattern and it looks curly. Still going to the ends. Just light heat. That's all I'm applying here. Light heat. This can be used on any type of curly hair or over curly hair. If this was human hair, I could have changed the heat setting. You don't want the heat setting too high on any hair because it will burn. And now you see it's much easier to comb through than it was in the last video. That is much easier to comb through than, for instance, this. And this is a little easier than it was on the last video. With the flat iron, you just put the flat iron on the hair and pull it down. You put the flat iron here. See if I can turn this so you can see it. You have the hair. You take the flat iron. It's open. You place it between the hair, well, the hair between it, almost like a mouth, gobbling up something. Hold the hair here and then gently slide this along the hair to the ends. And as you see, I like the flat iron much better. It gets hot, I must say, it gets hot. Hair does get hot. And just slide it along the edge. I like the flat iron much better, so I'll do this other section with the flat iron. As you can see now, look at it, how it looks like a bubble. It's really thick there. We're going to take the flat iron and put it there. It doesn't have to be an expensive flat iron either, because you're just using this to help you detangle the hair. And see already how flat that got? That was pretty quick because this gets hot. And you do it a couple more times. I'll sit that down and see how it comes out. The only difference in this and the other one, like I said, this you'll have to work the very ends again, because you have to straighten it out with the comb to get all those tangles out. But the flat iron works much smoother than the comb. But you can see the difference. This was done with the flat iron, and this was done with the comb. Still a lot of bulk to it. Again, all you're doing is trying to make it easier to comb through. See how much easier that is to comb through? Because it's less tangled. Our little princess should look like a little princess. And a lot of times they don't want their hair done because it hurts. You're yanking and pulling on it, and this is just a way. I'm going to put the flat iron on this part that I use the comb on, the straightening comb on, because like I said, it makes it smoother. And that is a big difference. You can use a vent brush on it again too. It's always best to use these wide vent brushes because it's less stress on the hair, and it hurts less when you're trying to comb the hair out. The child will sit longer, and that's the whole thing. You're trying to get the child to sit long enough to get her hair all nice and pretty. Big difference. I'm not trying to change the texture of the hair. I'm just trying to make the hair more manageable so it's easier to style. That was just the first section. And like I said, then you just plait this down and then you move on to the next section. But that's the difference. You still have thick, the hair is really thick, but that's fine. But this is difficult to comb through and to style. But if you use the flat iron on it, it makes it more manageable. Young girls under 12 or under should not be subjected to chemical products on the hair, the harsh chemical products that straighten the hair or curl the hair. Perms and relaxers should not be put on children's hair that are 12 and under. It's harsh chemicals is what it is, and it could severely burn the scalp area. So you use these other items, these other tools in place of that, and it helps your job become a whole lot easier of trying to style her hair. This helps with the comb out, and she looks like someone really cares enough to do her hair on a regular basis. Thank you for tuning in to another one of my videos.